Now, the analytical player is the one you don't want to be. This is the person that is not hearing anything in his brain what he wants to sound like. So quite naturally, what is he doing? He's trying to take the bell, trying to find whatever he wants to play. He's trying to do it with the bells, not hearing it. You see what I'm saying? That's what's happening. And you don't want that at all. That is no good. You see? So, we have to do this. I was telling a student, he came in the other day and he was playing, and he was trying to listen to what was coming out the bell. I said, man, you analyze it. What's coming out the bell, you don't hear what you're putting into the instrument? And he said, well, I'm trying to hear. I said, no. I said, right then and there, you put yourself into what we call the fifth cranial nerve. The fifth cranial nerve. And we don't want that. So, we hear the sound. You can analyze before you play, and you can analyze after you play. If you've got a tape recorder, you can analyze what you have recorded. But you don't want to analyze while you're playing at all. That stops the flow. All right? Now, when we hear the sound here, before I play, I know what I'm going to sound like. Like when I play My Country 'Tis Thee on the piano. I hear that sound. I have all perception here. Then, that goes into the biocomputer center of the brain, back here. Well, either some people call that the inner, the cortex back here. All right. Now, once we get down, if you go to try to what? Analyze what you're going to do, what this muscle is going to do in the lip, what this muscle is going to do, what I'm doing with this muscle, what I'm doing with my chest, what I'm doing with the orbicularis oris muscle, what I'm doing here with the Motorola muscles here on the side here, all that, what's going to happen? You ain't going to play anything. Because you put yourself then into the fifth cranial nerve, which is called the sensory response. And you don't want that. That's good if you're in a chemical factory, you're doing research. But you can't play art with that. Not at all. Okay? You can't play art. So, we have to bypass that. When I hear the sound, I have to go directly for the motor response, which is the seventh cranial nerve. And that makes everything happen. The seventh cranial nerve. And what it is again, you want to make a musical statement when you play. You don't want to ask a question. When I ask a question, I'm putting myself in the analytical mode, the fifth cranial nerve. But I want to what? Not ask a question. I hear the sound, go right for the what? For the product. That is to make a statement. Because the nerve that actually makes a statement is the same nerve that will ask the question. So I want to go for that. Either you look at it like this. Once you hear the sound, you go for the product. But if I start analyzing, I'm going to get the process. I may get the process and never get the product. Okay? You understand? So basically that's what. So I want to actually get into the seventh cranial nerve. Now that's the thing of the inner game of music. That was a book, and it talks about it as self one. Self one is the part of us that judge everything. That's the analytical part. But we can't play in that part. When we get ready to play, we have to go to self two, which is the what? Executive. and makes it out. So that's equal to the 7th cranial nerve in the brain, which is the motor response, or the musical statement, not asking the question. Because the same nerve that delivers the statement can answer the question too. I don't know whether you all have thought about it like that. Any questions on it? I'm going off the beaten path, huh? Y'all want to hear something about jazz, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, huh? But what I was thinking about is that I've gone to clinics all my life. And most of them I come out from the clinic, I don't have nothing. And so well, I have something, but it's not pertaining to what I'm going to do here with the instrument. So, a person said, well, you practice these flexibility exercises. Yeah, practice this. Oh, yeah, you should get this, you get that, but they don't have us to tell why, how it's done. Now, we should be able to, another thing I usually train for is that if I'm doing different articulations, there's 5 different articulations, too. That's what we call tenuto articulation, either legato articulation. There's mezzo legato articulation. There's marcato, either what we call mezzo staccato, and there's staccato, and there's staccatissimo. Those 5 basic things I try to have my students to be able to hear those things and be able to demonstrate. Of course, we have other things coming out. We have quarter tone, we have all that. But if you don't have those basic things now, I try to develop the students to be able to what? Is to get a flow on the horn, air flow, or either wind flow. And that is done with what? Of thinking about the wind or the air as being the what? Support. Not the what? Not the pushing of the muscles, either what I call the other thing that Arnold Jacobs uses is what? The valsalva and the nuba. Same thing, that means locking the breath. You lock it here, you can lock it here. Either another thing that can be is blocking the breath. That's all the same. Is there any question?
Yeah, I have one.
Yes.
I know you're talking like the bow and the violin and everything now.
Right,
Is
sure.
this, first, I haven't used this term, but I've read it before, like fast ear and slow ear?
Yeah.
Like so loud.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
All right, then let me explain that. All right, we have the brasses in the family, right? So we have what? We have the trumpet is a what? Soprano instrument, right? At the bottom is a what? Tuba. All right? So the trumpet, if you're playing the trumpet has the highest pressure rate of all the brass instruments. The trumpet has the highest pressure rate. So then, with the highest pressure rate, we got to overcome that pressure. So we have to use what? A fast velocity in the air. On the tuba has the lowest pressure, but high flow. So that flow rate is much more difficult for them. Now, our pressure rate is more difficult for us, but the flow rate is not as difficult, as less flow. So what I have to think in terms of, now, look at this. We ask the question, this question comes like what part of the breath is active and what part of the breath is passive? People have ideas on this? What part of the breath is active? What part of the breath is passive?